Hello, good morning to all. We will continue today with our decision theory, which is the unit 5, that is the last unit of statistics. So let us quickly revise what we have done in the last class, and then we will proceed further. So in the last class, I have defined these terms which are associated with decision making. And with some examples, I have tried to explain you what is decision making process and how the daily life situations can be converted to a mathematical modeling and how to find out the best decision by using those criteria. Now, you already know these things. Decision maker is a person who is responsible for taking the decision. Decision maker can be an individual person or can be a group of people. Course of actions are the various actions or various options available to the decision maker, out of which one is selected as the best decision. They are denoted by A1, A2, A3, AN, etc. What are the states of nature? These are the various events which are beyond the control of the decision maker, and they determine the level of success of the given course of action. So if you go back to the example which I had illustrated in my last lecture, that if a particular product is going to be launched by a company in the market, then the demand for that product, the demand can be low, it can be medium, or it can be high. So they can divide this into 3 events. Demand is low, that they can call it as the event S1. Medium demand can be called as event S2, and high demand can be called as S3. And the company does not have any control on that, because people may like it or may not like it. So it is beyond the control of the decision maker. Okay, and as per the demand, the level of success for that course of action, it depends upon the that particular event, how it is happening. So as I told you, the state of nature, they are denoted by S1, S2, S3, Sn. Then each combination of course of action and state of nature give rise to a profit. These profits are called as payoff. And if you prepare a table like this, in the first column, if you put the various courses of action and various states of nature, S1, S2, S3, Sn, and the associated profits, if you're going to write the figures in these columns, then such a table is called as a payoff table. Then we have seen what are the types of decision-making situations. There are 2 types of decision-making situations. One is called the decision-making under uncertainty, and the second one is decision-making under risk. Look at the first one, decision-making under uncertainty. As the name suggests, here the decision maker has no previous record available with him. So he will use his own instincts to decide the best course of action. So various criterions are available in this situation. Look at here, decision making under uncertainty. In this situation, the decision maker does not have sufficient data or probabilities of occurrence of various state of nature to make a decision. Because he doesn't know, he doesn't have any past record. So in such situation, when such situations arise, when a new product is launched in the market, we do not know what will be the demand for that particular product because it is launched for the first time. So in such a situation, there are 3 criterions which are available to make the best decision. So the criterions are Maximax, Maximin, and Laplace. If you remember, in the last lecture, we have solved the problems where we have found out the best course of action by using these criteria. I will not repeat the problem, but just what is these criterions that I'm going to explain you once again. What is Maximax criterion? See, as I'm telling you, in this particular type of situation, decision making under uncertainty, decision maker is not having any previous record. So he will use his own instinct. Now, you know that there are the approach of a person could be either optimistic or pessimistic, or maybe the person may be a balanced type of person. See, the optimistic person will always look for the best. So he will select the best out of the best. His thinking is always positive. So in Maximax criterion is used by optimistic people, or it shows the optimistic approach of the decision maker. In Maximax criterion, what happens? Out of the given course of action, in Maximax criterion, see, look at this, what is written, Maximax. So first, the maximum profit from each course of action is taken, and out of these maximum also the maximum is taken. So it gives you best out of best. Okay. The second one is Maximin criterion. The approach of the decision maker here is not optimistic, but it is pessimistic. Now, what is the meaning of pessimistic? Pessimistic means slightly on the negative side. So here, because these are the profit figures, so profit should always be maximum. So finally, we are going to take maximum only, but best out of worst. So in this case, what we do, we calculate, look at this minimum. We calculate the minimum payoff for each course of action, and out of those minimum, we select the maximum. Okay, that is called Maximin criterion. Yesterday we have solved problems. If you want, you can go back and see my recording for that. Third one is Laplace criterion. In this, neither the maximum nor the minimum is selected. Straight away, we take the average. Okay. So in Laplace criterion, average of for each course of action, the average is taken for the different payoffs, and then the maximum, wherever you are getting the maximum average, that particular course of action becomes the best course of action. So this much we have done in the last class. Now today we are going to see what is decision making under risk. Look at here. So decision making under risk. In this situation, the decision maker has the knowledge of probabilities of occurrence of each state of nature. So that means a previous record is available with the decision maker. So he knows that the demand of a product is low, that this much is the chance. Or the demand is medium, this much is the chance. So they know the probabilities of occurrence of each state of nature, and from his past experience. So in this case, to find out the best course of action, we use EMV criterion. Now, what is EMV stands for? Expected monetary value. Now, what is this EMV criterion? So look at, in this case, the steps are as follows. What happens? First, we calculate the EMV for each course of action. Look at how we calculate the EMV. EMV is calculated for each course of action. How it is calculated? Look at here. By taking the sum of the products of payoff and their respective probabilities. Means what we do? We take the sum. Sum means this. Sum of what? Payoff. Suppose I denote the payoff by P. Probability and what? Product of payoff. Payoff matlab profit values, correct? So payoff, product of payoff. So summation of payoff value, summation of product. Product means multiplication. Product of payoff and their respective probabilities. So probability. So we take the sum of the product of payoff and probability and calculate EMV. Now what we do in the next step, that course of action is the best course of action with maximum EMV. जहां पर EMV सबसे ज्यादा आता है, that is the best course of action. So let us solve the problem to illustrate this. So we will solve the problem. For the following payoff table, all of you please write it down in your notebook. For the following payoff table, determine the best decision by using EMV criterion. So here you are given a payoff table. This is a payoff table. Look at here. In the first column, you are given the course of action. So this first column, look at the first course of action is denoted by A1. Second course of action is A2. Third one is A3. Okay. So the first row gives you the figures of payoff for the first course of action, that is A1. The second row gives the values of payoff for the second course of action A2. And the third row gives you the for A3, payoff values for A3. And these are the various states of nature, S1, S2, and S3. It is better that you write down in the notebook and work the calculation as I am doing, you also do it. And then you will understand it better. Now in this table, you know that this figure 15 is what? It is the value of the profit or payoff. It is associated with A1 course of action and S1 state of nature. Okay. And similarly, this 13 is the profit or payoff if this course of action A2 is considered and S1 is the state of nature. So this is the payoff. Similarly, for A3, if you look at this figure 17, it is the profit or payoff value associated with the course of action A3 and state of nature S1. So in this way, you can read the table. Look at in this table, the last row. Last row is probability. If you remember, when we have solved the problems by using the criterion Maximax, Maximin, and Laplace, decision making under uncertainty, this row was not there. Probability was because it was decision making under uncertainty. So there were no previous record available. लेकिन यहाँ पर this is the problem of decision making under risk. So decision maker, as per the previous record, he has the probability of occurrence of these events. He knows that 0.5% is the probability that the event S1 will happen. Okay, so it means the chance is 50%. 0.5 matlab 50% chance. Similarly, the event S2 will happen. What is the probability of that? It is 0.4. And for S3, the event S3 will happen. The probability of that is 0.1. So this table in decision making under risk, you can make out the last row will be of probability. Correct? Now we will solve this problem. That means solving means what? We have to find out which course of action is the best course of action. Solving a decision making problem matlab find out what is the best course of action, A1 or A2 or A3. So we are going to use the criterion EMV. So EMV criterion में हमको क्या करना है? We have to find out the EMV for each course of action, A1, A2 and A3. So यहाँ look at here, I have prepared the same table here and make a column for EMV. Okay, now is it the same one? यही है ना, ये वाला है ना? This is the problem, no? So we have to find out EMV for A1, EMV for A2 and so on. So let us find out the EMV for A1. So make the EMV for A1. What is that? As per my definition, it is what? It is the summation of product of payoff and probability. It is the product of payoffs and probability. This is how I have defined the EMV of A1. Look at how look at this row A1. I have to find out the EMV for this. So what am I going to do? Look at this is the payoff. And what is the probability of this state of nature? 0.5. That means what I have to do? I have to multiply 15 with 0.5. Look at what I'm doing. This is the payoff. And what is the probability of this state of nature? It is 0.5. So 15 multiplied by 0.5. Okay. The next one will be 14 multiplied by 0.4. 14 multiplied by 0.4. And the last one is 10 multiplied by 0.1. And in सबको मुझे क्या करना है? Sum. Look at this sum. This is the symbol for sum. Sum of what? Payoff and probability का product. So this is the payoff. 15 multiplied by 0.5. 14 multiplied by 0.4. 10 multiplied by 0.5. Okay. So multiply these and then take the sum. So 15 into 0.5, use your calculator. So 15 multiplied by 0.5, that is 7.5 plus 14 into 0.4, that is 5.6. Okay, then 10 into 0.1, it is 1. Correct? It is 1. Now add these numbers. It is 7.5. Huh? So 7.5 plus 5.6 plus 1. How much? 14.1. Okay. That means EMV of this course of action is 14.1. Okay. So in this column, you write down this. In a similar way, you have to find out EMV for A2 as well as for A3. So let us calculate the EMV for A2. So what I have to do for that? Look at the A2 row. These are the payoffs for A2 and this is for S1 corresponding to S1. Look at the probability of S1. It is 0.5. So 13 multiplied by 0.5. 13 multiplied by 0.5 plus 15 multiplied by 0.4 plus 12 multiplied by 0.1. Okay, find out that. Thirteen multiplied by 0.5 is 6.5. 15 into 0.4 is 6. And 12 into 0.1 is 1.2. Okay, add these numbers. How much you are getting? 13.7. Okay, so EMV of A2 is 13.7. Write down this in the column of EMV. Okay. Are you getting this? Yes or no? Yes. So find out EMV of A3 now. I'll write here. EMV of A3. To calculate EMV of A3, look at the row for A3. This is the row of A3. So multiply 17 with 0.5 plus 16 into 0.4 plus 25 into 0.1. Okay, so how much? 17 into 0.5, 8.5. 16 into 0.4, 64, 6.4 plus 2.5. Calculate. We are getting 17.4. So EMV of A3, write down in that column, it is 17.4. Okay. So we have calculated the EMV for each course of action, A1, A2, and A3. See, look at here, because this table is a payoff table. Payoff table matlab profit table hai. So we have to select the that course of action having the maximum EMV. तो EMV expected monetary value कहाँ पर maximum आ रहा है? 17.4. If is the highest value, no? So this is the maximum value. And it is corresponding to which one? 7A3. So by EMV criterion, what is the best decision? It is A3. Okay, so you can write here as 17.4 is the maximum EMV. Therefore, A3 is the best course of action. So it is that simple. So as I told you, this diffusion theory is very, very simple. बहुत ही interesting है, simple है and scoring है. (45.2) Afzal is getting 45.2. Just check your answer. It is not 45.2. These are correct now? Okay. 6. You have to use calculator to for all these. Okay. So I hope you have understood. Look at the now after problem you go back to the theory which I have suggested you. EMV criterion में क्या है? First we find out the EMV is calculated for each course of action by taking the sum of products of payoff and their respective probability. That is what we did. जो मैंने यहाँ लिखा है वही मैंने आपको भी बताया कैसे. Then second में हम क्या करते हैं? The best course of action is the one with maximum EMV. Okay. So one more problem we will take. Look at this. For the following payoff table, determine the best course of action or best decision by using EMV criteria. So make this table. I have already written here. So write down this table. So again, in this problem, there are two courses of actions only, A1 and A2, and three states of nature, S1, S2, and S3. And the probabilities are given for the three states of nature, that is 0.3, 0.5, and 0.2. And these are the profit figures, that is payoff. 250, 350, 400, 500, 200, and 100. Okay. You have to find out the best course of action by using EMV criteria. So let us find out the EMV. EMV of A1. How will you calculate? Look at the figure, the row of A1. What are the payoffs? 250, 350, and 400. And what are the probabilities? 0.3, 0.5, and 0.2. So multiply this payoff with the probability. So 250 multiply by 0.3 plus 350 multiply by 0.5 plus 400 multiply by 0.2. Correct? Write down. Nana? 330. So EMV for A1 is 330. Okay. Calculate for E2 for A2. Remember, EMV stands for expected monetary value. Let us calculate 500 into 0.3 plus 200 into 0.5 plus 100 into 0.2. Okay. Now, what is 500 into 0.3? It is 150. 200 into 0.5. It is 100. And 100 into 0.2. That is 20. It is how much? 670. Oh, I'm 270. Sorry, 270. So this is 270. Okay. Now we have calculated EMV for A1 and A2. We have to select that course of action which has maximum EMV. So what is the maximum here? Look at here. Maximum is where? Let me just highlight it with some golden color. So this is the maximum EMV, correct? You can highlight it. 330. This one is maximum. Maximum is for what? Wait a minute. This we got as 330, correct? Three 30 and this is 270. Where you are getting maximum? 330. This is the maximum figure. Okay. And this is for which course of action? This is for A1, correct? So this is the best course of action. Okay. So in this way, we can use this criterion to find out the best course of action. A1 is the best course of action. So far, the problems which I have taken in decision making under uncertainty as well as in risk. In uncertainty, we were not having the probabilities. What criterions we use? Maximax, Maximin, and Laplace. Yeah, in decision making under risk, the probabilities are given, and so we use EMV criterion. In both the case, we always take the maximum because these are the profit figures. Okay, now what is the next point? What we are going to do? The payoff table will be converted to the loss table, that is called as regret table. Okay, regret or opportunity loss table. So let us do that. What is the meaning of regret? Regret is also called as opportunity loss. Let me read it first for you. Regret or opportunity loss is the loss incurred due to the failure of the decision maker to select the best possible course of action with maximum payoff. Look at what it is saying. Say, let me give you an example. Okay, let us take this matrix or this payoff table. In this state of, suppose I call this state of, suppose I'm talking about a daily life situation. S1 का मतलब मेरे लिए है low demand. Okay, suppose S1 I mean low demand. By S2 I mean the demand is medium, and for S3 by S3 I mean the demand is high. And these are the two courses of action available with me. Look at here in this column. If the demand is low, where I'm getting the maximum profit? If I select A2, correct, 500. अगर मैंने ये वाला कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन नहीं सेलेक्ट किया तो हाउ मच लॉस आई विल हैव? अगर मैंने A2 को सेलेक्ट नहीं किया, A1 को सेलेक्ट किया, तो हाउ मच लॉस आई विल इनकर्ड? 500 minus 250. See, if the demand is low, then look at in this column where I'm getting the maximum profit 500. यानी अगर मैंने कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन A2 को सेलेक्ट किया होता तो I would have got the profit of 500. Suppose I have selected wrong A1, तो मुझे लॉस होगा. कितना लॉस होगा? 500 minus 250. So that loss, what is 500 minus 250? That is 250. So that loss is the regret for this particular state of nature and this course of. It's because I have not selected the best action. I have a regret. Regret means I have a loss. Actually, if you look at the dictionary meaning of regret का मतलब हिंदी में होता है पछतावा. You know, I'm having a regret. मतलब मुझे पछतावा हो रहा है कि मैंने क्यों नहीं A2 को सेलेक्ट किया. Otherwise, I would have got a profit. तो मुझे लॉस इनकर्ड हो गया. कितना? 500 minus 250. Similarly, what about this figure? अगर मैं look at this row, this column, if the demand is medium, then where I'm getting the maximum profit? If I would have selected A1. Okay, लेकिन अगर मैंने A1 को select नहीं किया, A2 को किया, तो I would have got the what? Regret. कितना regret होगा? 350 minus 200. कितना होता है वो? 150. इसका मतलब मुझे यहाँ 150 का regret होगा, यहाँ पर 250 का regret होगा, और 350 minus 350 that will be 0. और यहाँ 500 minus 500, यानी मैंने वही select किया है तो loss will be 0. Similarly, यहाँ भी 400 is the best course of action with maximum profit is 400. If I have selected 400 this course of action only, then loss will be 0. लेकिन अगर मैंने A2 को select किया तो I will get the loss of 300. So these figures which I am getting here, 250, 0, 0, 0, 150, 300, these are called as regrets. Okay, and the table which will give you the values of regrets is called as regret table. जैसे ये पे ऑफ टेबल था जिसमें प्रॉफिट फिगर्स थे, इसी टेबल से हम दूसरा एक टेबल कंस्ट्रक्ट करेंगे which will be called as a regret table. Now, as I told you, what is the meaning of regret? Regret is getting a loss by not selecting the best course of action. मैंने ये वाला कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन नहीं सेलेक्ट किया बेस्ट वाला, तो मुझे यहाँ लॉस हुआ कितने का 250. यू अंडरस्टूड ना? So this is how we calculate the regret values. Okay, so see how I have defined the regret. Regret is the loss incurred by due to the failure of the decision maker to select the best possible. क्योंकि decision maker fail हो गया best select करने के लिए, so he has gone as a loss. So this is technically we define. Regret is the loss incurred due to the failure of the decision maker to select the best possible course of action with maximum payoff. Now, mathematically, how are we going to calculate the regret values? So, mathematically, the regret or opportunity loss for each state of nature is calculated by subtracting each payoff of that state of nature from the maximum payoff. यानी हमें अगर रिग्रेट निकालना है तो हम क्या करेंगे, उस कॉलम में जो मैक्सिमम फिगर है उससे सब्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे. ओके, एंड द टेबल रिप्रेजेंटिंग सच अपॉर्चुनिटी लॉसेस इज नोन एज रिग्रेट. ओके, तो अब हम क्या करेंगे, पे ऑफ टेबल को वी आर गोइंग टू कन्वर्ट इनटू रिग्रेट टेबल. ओके, लुक एट दिस रिग्रेट टेबल. रिग्रेट टेबल कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन वही रहेंगे जैसे पे ऑफ टेबल में होता था, स्टेट ऑफ नेचर भी वही है. Only these figures will now be representing what? Regret values instead of payoff. And that is why we give the name to this table as regret table. Okay. So I will going to show you कि regret table कैसे हम construct करेंगे. Now देखो, again there are two types of decision making, under uncertainty and under risk. तो decision making under uncertainty में अगर आपको payoff table दिया था तो आपके पास तीन क्राइटेरियन थे, मैक्सिमैक्स, मैक्सिमिन एंड लैप्लेस. मैक्सिमैक्स, यहाँ हमेशा हम मैक्सिमम फिगर लेते थे. मैक्सिमैक्स, व्हाई वी वर टेकिंग द मैक्सिमम. एंड लैप्लेस में भी हम क्या करते थे, एवरेज में से भी हम मैक्सिमम लेते थे. क्यों? बिकॉज दैट वाज द प्रॉफिट. लेकिन ये क्या है, रिस्क मतलब अपॉर्चुनिटी लॉस इज ए रिग्रेट टेबल, मतलब लॉस टेबल. तो इसलिए हम क्या लेंगे, मिनिमम लेंगे. So what is the minimax regret criterion? See, that is what is the difference. यहाँ हम maximum लेते थे, यहाँ minimum. तो minimum, minimax regret criterion बोलते हैं इसको. So let me just, we will going to see it in the next class, but I am just going to give you how we can construct the regret table. देखो ये table है, payoff table है ये. If it the payoff table, इसी table से मैं regret table यहाँ देखिए, ये payoff table है. I have to construct the regret table. How am I going to do? These figures are all profit figures. इसमें फर्स्ट कॉलम में देखो कहां पर मैक्सिमम एंट्री है 25. यानी ये बेस्ट ऑफ कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन फॉर दिस स्टेट ऑफ नेचर इज A3. अगर मैंने A3 को नहीं सेलेक्ट किया तो आई एम गेटिंग ए लॉस. कितना लॉस मिल रहा है मुझे, 25 माइनस 10. तो हर एक इसमें हमें मैक्सिमम फिगर देखना है और उससे सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है. तो 25 minus 10 कितना हो गया 50. This is what I have. For here 25 minus 12 that is 13. और अगर मैंने इसी को सेलेक्ट किया तो 25 minus 25 that will be, I will not get any loss there, zero loss. Look at for this column where I am getting the maximum figure 24. So 24 minus 18 it is 6. Then 24 minus 24 that will be 0. 24 minus 10 that is 40. Look at in this column, S3. 30 minus 25, 5. 30 minus 30, 0. 30 minus 20, 10. So from this payoff table, I have constructed another table that is called as a regret or opportunity loss. Now these figures are what? They are loss figure. They are not the profit figures. They are the loss incurred because the decision maker has not selected the best course of action. So today we have seen up to here. Now tomorrow we will see whatever the different criterions available. जैसे वहां पर मैक्सिमैक्स, मैक्सिमिन, लैप्लेस था, यहाँ एक ही है मिनिमैक्स. और जैसे वहां EMV था वैसे यहाँ EOL है, expected opportunity loss. So that we are going to do in the next class. Okay. So these are the things we are going to do in the next class. And then a small topic will be remaining, diffusion tree. That also, I think tomorrow we will be able to complete. So thank you all.